mind control. Mind control. Do you ever look at those golden arches, the M's, and think, I shouldn't, but I kind of want to? Well, hopefully not. Personally, I haven't had a McDonald's, other than a cup of tea when the coffee shop's not open. I haven't had a McDonald's for 9, 10, maybe even 11 years, not sure. But you'd be forgiven if possibly sometimes you get that urge, because they're actually tapping in to a very, very deep level of human psychology. Firstly, it's to do with the power of addiction. Addiction is something that every human suffers from. And I do mean suffer. I mean, we enjoy our addictions. We really do. Whether it's food, whether it's smoking, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's ego, anger. We partake and fulfill some kind of deep-rooted chemical urge when we get the opportunity. You can battle with your addictions. It's something that everybody battles throughout their life. Various addictions to various things. And the psychology of addiction is actually to do with the way that we get delivered the product. For example, anger can be a very addictive thing because it's instant and you get some kind of gratification, although of course it doesn't work very well. It wears off and you feel horrible. And that's the same with any addiction, really. But in terms of food, fast food specifically, it's very, very well documented that there is a hook that is associated with the thought about doing an action and the speed at which that action can happen. Now, with fast food, you get the feeling. If you can get that food very, very quickly, then this is how it becomes addictive. They say heroin is a very addictive thing. It is said in various literature about the psychology of addiction that the reason that heroin is so addictive is not necessarily chemical, to do with you needing the drug. It's to do with the fact that it acts upon your person or your being, your human physiology very, very quickly. You can think about wanting it and you can get it very, very quickly. And it's exactly the same psychology of addiction that works with fast food. But there's something a lot deeper here that is being tapped into specifically by the fast food merchants and specifically McDonald's. And that is like an ancient thing, something that's rooted within our being, and it is often described as the logos or the logo, the M. Now, there's a reason that the M is the word, or starts the word for mother in multiple languages. Mother, matron, maternal. These sort of things are to do with the very reason that the letter M is shaped as a letter M. It has two peaks and it has a V in the middle. I don't have to explain to you what the two peaks and the V are corresponding to in our psychology. It's pretty obvious. McDonald's really, really help you with that because they even make them rounded. This M is rounded. Of course, the mother is something that is linked in your psychology, very, very deep-rooted, hard programmed into our beings, is the association of mother and food. Because of course the breasts, for a while, when you're very, very, very young, when you can't even really see further than a meter, you've got very, very, very sort of close vision, you can't see anything else. When you become hungry, there's a thing, or things, there are two things, that come into your field of view with which you kind of identify with in terms of your survival, specifically food. So these things are something that everybody, as long as they've been breastfed, as long as they've been mothered, they kind of identify with on a very, very deep-rooted psychological level.
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed. Bam! To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed. Bam! To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed. Bam! To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed.
So McDonald's, what they're doing when you see that M is that they are getting right inside your brain, right inside the architecture of your the architecture of your brain is set up to respond to these kind of cues, because these cues are necessary for your survival. So you see they're really hooking you in. They've literally got a meat hook planted firmly into the top of your skull. If you doubt that McDonald's is using the psychology of motherhood and food, breastfeeding, then just look at their main competitors in the marketplace, because their main competitor is a thing called Burger King. And you see, in order to get their segment of the market, they've had to steer away from that feminine, motherly instinct, and they've gone for the masculine. They've gone for the king.
He loves Mexican food, that's fun. He's got shakes for everyone.
Area soon.
I'm the marvelous, magical Burger King.
In person near where you live. I can do most anything. See his magic. I love magic and food that's fun. He's coming to your area soon.
He's got fun for everyone.
They're using a different type of psychology of, you are the master, eat our food and you will be the best. It's a very sort of paternal thing. McDonald's are using the motherly thing. Of course, another of their rivals in the marketplace is KFC, Kentucky Fried Crap. And they use a completely different bit of psychology. They don't go near mother or father or male or female. They go for the secret thing. Just by tasting, you can be a part of the secret knowledge, like the arcane, like the mystery schools of fast food. So think about this next time you encounter that urge, that thing in your brain that says eat, because you see the M. And remember that your psychology and your response is paid for, is bought, is studied. And remember that addiction and psychology can be controlled.
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed. Bang!